Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Blackrock City is a very small Western-themed game about stealing from your partners, taking money from the stagecoach, and wreaking havoc throughout the board. And you'll be moving around the board to do so with a little bit of luck involved, and you'll be doing some bidding and auctioning in order to take the big spaces. And as you go through, the board will be ever-changing as the tiles flip over. I think Blackrock City is an okay game. One of the things it has going for it is the box size. It's a very portable game. So if you're looking for something you could takes up a small amount of space, Blackrock City would be it. I found the gameplay overall to be just mediocre. I found it okay. I felt like I didn't have enough control over the things that were going on, and the more players you added, the more chaotic things kind of got. I don't especially enjoy chaos in a lot of my games, and Blackrock City definitely has that. It also has a bidding mechanism, and I'm not a huge fan of auctions in general, and I didn't find it very thematic in this, and it pulled me out of the game. In the Old West, I want to have some shootouts, I want to see some wild characters, and I want to do Old Westy type of things. Bidding money in my fist and, saying that I auctioned enough really didn't pull me into the theme. For those reasons, I think that I would pass on Blackrock City. I would tell you that this may not be something for you. It is portable. It is something that plays rather quickly. It has a little bit of it feels like a take that or more randomness or chaos into it. And that's going to appeal to some gamers. I think this game might work better with a filler atmosphere. People just want to play something silly and kind of go through it. I felt the rules were a little wonky. I felt like it was a really hard game to teach because it doesn't go where you think it's going to go and doesn't necessarily go to that fun place. So for me, this would be what I would say would be a Purge, but if this was somebody's first or second design, I would say they're probably on the right track, and this designer is someone who to watch out for. Here's Blackrock City, which is a very small box. I wouldn't say it's more portable than most, but it's not going to fit in your pocket. You're going to get a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. You're going to get these little tiny shields that you will put and hide your cubes. Silliness. You're going to have these tiles that will be the locations. They're pretty thick and they're double-sided with different artwork on each side. And they look okay. And everybody's going to you're going to have a timer that you'll have in the game for certain aspects. I don't like sand timers personally. And then a bunch of tiles that will be used in the game. They're thick, they're nice, the artwork is silly, but they're okay. And a lot of the game is just built up of regular cubes. And everybody will have one of these little small, tiny standees that they'll be utilizing for their character. The components are okay. I mean, this is a little small box game. I don't really have a problem with it. I do like the artwork. I wish more of this artwork was in the game. What you get is kind of bland, but it's fine, especially for a little game like this. I'm not a huge fan of these multi-language rulebooks because I just find them to be much bulkier than they need to be. You get the picture of the components, which is nice, and set up for different players. There is some really weird wordage here. Place your outlaws in a central betting area. You cannot come back on your decision. Nobody really talks like that. The outlaw tiles are always placed in one go and cause the share to be moved. The wordage is just really weird. In any one round, it's forbidden to wager the same number of outlaw tiles as the highest number of tiles already wagered by someone else. You can only wager more or less. It's just really weird how things are kind of worded. The font is small. I'm not crazy about the black on white. I do like the pictures and the examples that are included. The game's a little hard to understand from this rule book. This is not a very good rule book. Luckily, the game is simple enough that you probably pick up on it pretty easily, or a video like this might help. It's okay. Not very good. So here's the game set up. You got these randomly set up, these little buildings. You got the gold and the one that's over here, and you have the stagecoach with the silver over here in the center, and you have the starting aspect right there. So when the game starts, the first person will put their marker right there on Start City, and you'll be ready to get started. In effect, this is a bidding game, and what you'll be bidding with are these guys. So, you'll be bidding maybe 2. Somebody will come in and try to raise you with 3, and then you might, raise the bid to 4, let's say. You can always postpone your bid. You have these tokens that will let you basically skip, but you're still in. But when you do that, you have to turn one of these over, and now it's wounded. And wounded means you only bid with them once instead of being able to bid twice. So let's say there was a bid of 2, a bid of 3, and a winning bid of 4. You would take the highest bid and the lowest bid and subtract them. So in this case, 4 minus 2, and then this character removed 2 spaces. So we're going to Little Bird. So that's going to differentiate what you bid sometimes because you're trying to get to a certain location, but also how many of these guys that you want to give up to get there. Now during the game, whenever you move from a location, then you will flip it over, and when you go there again, it may have a different power. In this case, it does not. If you're moving from this, it would have a different side on the back, which I'll get to in a minute. Now, since I moved here to Littleburg, this player would receive 3 gold pieces because there's 3 bags listed on it. If he had went here to West Road, he would only get 1 gold, but in this case, he gets 3. The person who came in second, which would be blue, would then attack the stagecoach, and they would get 1 gray cube for their trouble. Then you would count up all the tiles that were bid, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tiles, and the sheriff would move that many tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the sheriff is now in Bluebird. Now, if the player had moved to a location the sheriff was already in, then he would not be able to obtain any gold cubes for his trouble because the sheriff is present. The second highest one can still get the cube from the stagecoach. If I'm at a location, I just took a turn, and the sheriff happens to move into my location, then one of my tokens would become wounded. So this would be the regular side, and he would become wounded. You also have these clocks they can use at any point. You can put this in front of somebody, start the sand timer, and then they have 15 seconds to take their turn and make a decision. It's a way to rush somebody into perhaps a bad decision. It's a little silly, but it is something in the game. Let's talk about wounded a little bit. So once you bet and these things come back, they will never longer be on the black side. They'll be flipped over to the wounded side, and they will come back into your stock. If you ever bet with a wounded one, and when you're getting them back, they will become out of the game. So let's say these are on the wounded side. So let's say blue had bet these as wounded, they would come out. So basically you can use each tile twice, once when normal and once when wounded. Now a few of these tiles have things on the other side, like this double bag, once it's flipped over to utilizing this side. This allows you to take 2 cubes from any one opponent or 1 cube from 2 opponents. You will see some of these that have the 1 bag, allows you to take 1 cube from any opponent. And then you have this one, when the chief of the outlaw lands here or just passes by, one of the outlaws in a stack is wounded. So this will kind of rush the game along as they come through this location. The game ends when people are out of outlaw tiles to play, or if everybody skips their turn around and nobody plays anything immediately in. The winner is the person who has the most gold and gray cubes. Now these are equal in weight to the game, so this would be a score of 3, 1, 1, 1. But remember, when you go to locations, you're probably going to get more gold, where when you're coming in second, you're only getting 1. So that's the distinction made in this game. Whoever has the most cubes at the end of the game is your winner. Who should buy this game? I would say this might be with a family-type game. Somebody's looking for a light, portable game. Maybe you don't have a lot of storage space. I feel like this is a game that might go over well with younger gamers. They would have a good time. And if you like the Western theme, even though a lot of the mechanisms kind of pull me out of that Western theme, it's still there on the cards. And most importantly, if you like auction bidding, I think this is an auction bidding game. Probably not the first auction bidding game I would go to. Perhaps not the most interesting, but the package together may be something that interests you. For me, it's going to be a Purge, but maybe something you might want to check out if it clicks some boxes for you. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing.